when you have a mental decline, it's not something that just sort of happens incrementally over 10 years. The first year, you might not notice a change. The second year, it's a little more change. The last year and a half, it goes fast. It's emotional decline, mental decline. It's not that different than physical decline. You'll see somebody and you go, how's he doing with that cancer? It's like, he's hanging strong. He's fighting it or whatever. You catch him the last 4 months, it's like, oh my God, it happens fast. So I don't think he's going to be there.
I think you're right. I've been arguing it on the show. Buck, my co-host, disagrees. He thinks the power of the incumbency is so strong that they'll basically Fetterman Biden in the same way they did the Pennsylvania senator. The health won't matter. They line up. They vote for their side. They'll drag him across the finish line or try to. I think it's going to be so bad. And to your point, I would also make this analogy. When you raise a kid, the kid from birth to like a year and a half, it's amazing how every day and every week and every month in really young children, it makes a tremendous difference in terms of what they're able to do. The downside of life is that way, too. I just, as bad as Biden is now, he's going to be so much worse at this point in time next year. And God forbid what he would be in 2026 and 2027 and 2028. I think it's going to become impossible. And I think your boy, Gavin Newsom, if I were betting, I think Gavin Newsom is going to end up the Democrat nominee in 24.
It's so funny because anyone living in California, Gavin Newsom is like a guy who owns the world's worst Mexican food restaurant, and he's talking about franchising. And we're like, you make the worst Mexican food ever. And he's like, yeah, but I'm bringing it to the nation now. And you're like, but you don't understand. Your own restaurant is a cockroach-filled, horrible, horrible mess. And he's like, yep, bringing it to the people. Like, it's so nonsensical for anyone who lives in California that he would want to franchise his hot mess, and insane. And I've heard a lot of people think it's not doable, but we are living in a time when we cannot underestimate the stupidity of the American voter and how much it is based on vibes and looks and pablum. Zero talk about numbers or test scores or the deficit or Ukraine or China eating our lunch. It's all just, I want to give the nation a hug. And the real question is will we continue with that? We just got through that. We just got through it with Biden. He said, I'm Uncle Joe, and I'm going to give the nation a hug. And we all went, fantastic. And now gas is $6 a gallon in California. But are we going to get fooled with round two of I'm going to give the nation a hug?
I think so.